Come out.
Where's that music?
She still can't turn that. Hello.
I was
All right,
dancing if there
Cal.
was music or not, Lolly.
Are you gonna dance no matter what? You're just
Well, I was
dancing.
moonwalking, and if anyone
I
tries
noticed
to
your
disagree with
dancing is a
me,
little.
they're
Your
wrong.
dancing's a little slow today. Is that because it's so cold in England, or you just like it's a little slow?
Well, I'd more be like, I can't really do it in here. Can I'm hitting things in real life. Not going to do that again.
Yeah, I could do that.
Not
Okay,
again.
sounds good.
Yeah,
good.
I'm
Well,
going to stick
thank-
to tap dancing in here.
I think that's a good idea. I think it's and building. You're good at building. You're good at building. So there you go. You got
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Yes, I know.
Aw.
You're see, I'm full of compliments for you today. So hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're so excited today. We've got some special guests. You might have already heard. We have the Kawaii family, who are an amazing group of builders, and we'll get to them in a few minutes. But before we do that, we thought, it's Christmas. It's Christmas time, right? And I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, and we've talked about that for the last several shows. We get that, but we thought today, let's celebrate those who do celebrate Christmas. So we've invited one of our favorite producers. I didn't say that. One of many of our favorite producers, because I got in trouble for this before.
Definitely said that.
Orion.
Are you recording this?
OrionDreamz. Yeah, Sturm, we edit that out. OrionDreamz, come on up, Orion. He's going to
You don't have to
share
sing
with
yet. I
us.
know you're still. You're still.
Well, you can't edit
Orion.
my recording.
We can't. Well, no, I know, but we
I can just delete the recording,
Well, what about the one I'm recording?
Yeah, what about that? Oh, he's got to record. Never mind, Sturm. Just let it rip.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, Orion, we
Just about
understand
fun.
you. Are you going to sing
Well,
your own
punch it.
Christmas song, or did you
I
make
wrote
another
a Christmas
decision?
song. Listen, I wrote it in about
Shut
10
the
minutes,
mouth
10,
up.
15 minutes. So it's not going to be amazing, but it was well received here a couple nights ago. So
All right. Well, we're very excited to hear it. So we know what an amazing singer you are. One of the best here at the Soapstone.
Hey,
One
dude,
of the
we're
best.
just in an event at the moment, so you can come up a bit
Right.
later if you like.
Hi, Faith. It's very nice to see you, friend. But just so you
Yeah.
know, we are kind of in the middle of a show. So maybe you could hop off the stage and come back later. Thank you. Anyway, so we are going to leave this to Orion unless you have anything else you want to add about the week. Do you want to talk about that? Because we've got a lot to cover with the Kawaii family. So
We do.
I
We
mean-
have so much to cover. We literally. I'm quite
Yeah.
excited for this actually because the kawaii stuff is something by the way, we'll talk a little bit about the history of what kawaii means. It's a Japanese term. Talk about that in a bit. It's quite exciting. But I find myself always going back to kawaii stuff and the Japanese stuff. It is really cool. I'm not going to ruin any of it now because these guys probably have so much to talk about, and I'm excited.
they are going to be
Um,
awesome.
Yeah,
They are going to be
I'm,
awesome.
fangirling
And before
here
we
as
even
well. I love it.
Right. And before we even get to you, Orion, I have noticed Mr. MichaelBussler is here in the audience. It's great to see you, Michael. Maybe we
Yes,
can
good
get
to see
Michael
you
up here
too.
for a couple minutes. Do you feel like maybe you want to come up for just a minute, or are you just
Yeah,
here to
let's
watch
do
the
it.
show today? Come on
I'll
up,
come up.
Michael, before we get into the song. Where'd you go? Stay there, Orion.
stay
Yes,
here. I
thanks
bite.
for getting me a seat here. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm on my actual couch, so it probably looks almost right.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
This is
Yes, I'm
Michael, and
excited.
he
Oh,
is
so-
Yeah, he is. He's new to Horizons and to Oculus in
Mhm.
general, I understand, right? And
Yes,
Michael
I
is a
am, yep.
comedian.
This is the
He is
best.
a real comedian, not like me and Cal. He's a real comedian, right?
You're a real comedian.
And-
Yes.
I said me too, Cal. I said me too. Michael, you want to tell them just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am been doing stand-up comedy in Grand Rapids, where the unemployed alcoholic is from. He's actually the one who got me into this.
Woo!
Been doing it for about 8 years. He's been at it for quite a long time. We met at the comedy club in town. He runs there's a comedy festival called Laugh Fest. He runs the Clean Time Comedy, something like that, down at Laugh Fest. That's always a good show. I'm hosting the Dirty Show at Laugh Fest this time. There's going to be swearing. Not tonight, guys. Don't worry. I know it's exactly. I know. I don't know which one I am, but I'm one of the yin and yangs. But there he is back there. There's Aaron. He's throwing it up.
Hey.
We're both recovering alcoholics as well.
Okay.
We're replacing our addictions with technology. I think that's a way more positive thing to do. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well,
I'm excited to see the Kauai. I checked out some of those worlds earlier, just in the worlds you should check out tab is really cool. I saw the Christmas one and the gas station. I love the gas station.
Yeah, they're just fabulous.
Very
world.
talented family, aren't they? Very
Absolutely. I didn't know it was a family. I thought it was just one person, so I'm interested to hear about it. Yeah,
it is, and you know that's. And that's how we all sort of discovered them. It's like, you know how you go, you got to check out worlds, and you're like, this is really nice. This is really nice. I was in there going, oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, they're just fabulous. So I'm excited. But Michael, what we're excited about is asking you to maybe consider coming back to be a guest on our show.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Some quality time with you. We would love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah. So are you coming up and performing during any open mics, or you have any plans to attend any of the shows and get out there yet?
Yes. So I've been checking out Mork's show. I went to trivia. I went to the music ones and stuff, and when I got a second, I just jump on the open mic. Like when I was waiting for this, I just jumped in another world. There's a couple people hanging out. I love just hitting on the open mic thing and telling one joke and getting out of here, because it's a whole lot easier than driving to a coffee shop to do an open mic.
Right?
Or something. Yeah. It takes me 5 minutes. Yeah.
And we get the benefit of that. We get to walk into an open mic, right? As Aaron says, from anywhere. Did you guys see that video of Aaron?
Where he is now, if I'm going to be honest with us.
He's right there.
I know. I will forever picture him there now.
What I will say, Michael, just be careful what jokes you say here. Don't use your funniest ones, because I think he's got a notepad and pen. He's writing these down.
He does.
He comes to watch me a lot, he does, and he's definitely stolen my jokes.
Exactly.
Cal, I didn't want to say anything, but I think you're right. I think
now you're in trouble. Uh-oh. The boss has shut the show down.
There's nothing to see here. Nothing.
He's just going to blank out in 2 seconds.
If you guys have not seen Aaron's video, it kind of is funny. It's Aaron on Facebook. Has anybody seen it, or has anybody not seen it? It is. Okay, so Aaron is saying how great it is that we can put these goggles on and do a show from anywhere. And he proceeds to go to different areas of his house, right? And you guessed it. The last one is the bathroom.
I've done it before.
Did you wash your hands?
Did you? Yeah, you wash your controllers too.
He did eat a sandwich before that, so I'm glad it went in that order. Like
exactly.
Oh yeah, not like bathroom and sandwich.
Did the sandwich cause this? Possibly.
My favorite question that came up so far was what was that sandwich? And I said, well, it was pickle loaf bologna. And he said,
I've had that before.
No wonder you were in the bathroom 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, I like pickle loaf bologna. I love that stuff. That's good.
I don't know about
that.
Macaroni loaf. Macaroni loaf is good too.
We had a whole discussion about pickles yesterday. So
I saw Aaron the other day, and he was just randomly in the Soapstone. I think it was on purpose. He's just standing next to the big picture of himself.
The Kauai show?
He's like,
I'm actually
I would do
filming,
the same thing.
but they are going to be on the show.
Once in a
taking
while.
over the world.
Oh, they're going to be on the show. Okay.
So if we hear any funny noises, coming from over there, it's going to be a big ew. Just telling you. Right
Yeah,
As long
it's
as
gonna be the
you
pickle loaf.
don't hear a
Noises to look out for is plop and
Yeah.
Just look out for those. Then maybe block him if he's doing that.
I always
check he's
watch
doing
my
this.
controllers. So
I hope you're singing "Happy Birthday" whilst doing it, Aaron, to get that 20 seconds in.
Oh
to
yeah,
watch it.
yeah, always. Well, hey, you guys,
Okay.
I'm gonna jump back off stage. I just couldn't let it go unresponded to. The
Yes, I know.
that Bussler was making. You know?
I'll come to your house and we'll settle this in person, buddy.
Some of your videos. I remember a couple of years ago seeing the video of you in the park over by the museum.
Oh yes, when I was training for MMA.
Yeah.
Yes, I obviously was not really training for MMA.
I think my favorite part of that was the cigarette hanging out of the mouth.
Yeah, it's a good part of training. You got to be smoking while you're training. You can't. That's what they say. A lot of boxing coaches say that you got to start smoking.
Okay.
Anyone out here? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And don't train for MMA either. Let's just throw that out there.
They're both bad for you. Yes.
Yeah, both. Yeah, no way.
I'm gonna get out of here, but you guys, so good to see all of you, and so good to see all of you. What a great show tonight with the Kauai family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Coming up. So that's
we're
awesome.
excited. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I'm gonna go take a seat and get ready for it.
Thank you both. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes,
and
you.
Cal and I are
See
gonna
you
step
guys,
out,
yeah.
and little Ryan, please take the stage and sing that beautiful song you wrote. We're excited.
I'll do it right here on the coffee table.
Nice.
Okay, everybody. It's called a Christmas Present. It's kind of about a guy trying to convince a girl that he's been dating to marry him. So here you go. Hopefully you can hear the music okay when it starts. Thumbs up if you can hear the music okay. Here we are under these old Christmas stars, and I can see love in your eyes. Or maybe that's just Christmas lights. Yeah, maybe that's just Christmas lights. We've been together for a while now, so I don't see why this wouldn't work out. Can I tell you about a dream I had, and you promised not to freak out? Santa asked me what I wanted, and I told him nothing would do. He wouldn't take nothing for an answer, so I told him, oh my goodness, someone's calling me on Facebook. Oh my God. Okay. 1 second, please. Okay, so someone's calling me on Facebook, and I don't know how to turn it off.
Das bringt auch Foto.
Give me 1 second.
That's fine, Ryan. Just take your phone call, dude. It's fine. Take your phone call.
No, I'm restarting it. I'm gonna restart it. Oh my God, I feel embarrassed now. Okay, anyway. All right, take 2. Nobody call me, please.
Or just sing through it.
Here we are under these old Christmas stars. Can I see love in your eyes? Or maybe that's just Christmas lights. Yeah, maybe that's just Christmas lights. We've been together for a while now, so I don't see why this wouldn't work out. Can I tell you about a dream I had, and you promised not to freak out? Santa asked me what I wanted, and I told him nothing would do. He wouldn't take nothing for an answer, so I told him I only wanted you. It ain't no time like the present. Would you be my Christmas present? I know I sound just a little insane, but if you take my hand, I'll give you my last name. It ain't no time like the present. Would you be my Christmas present? Would you be my Christmas present?
Yay.
Here I am on bended knee in cold white snow. Oh, the love I have for you. There's no telling just how far I'd go. There's no telling just how far I'd go. We've been together for a while now, so I don't see why this wouldn't work out. Can I tell you about a dream I had, and you promised not to freak out? Santa asked me what I wanted, but I told him nothing would do. He wouldn't take nothing for an answer, so I told him I only wanted you. It ain't no time like the present. Would you be my Christmas present? I know I sound just a little insane, but if you take my hand, I'll give you my last name. It ain't no time like the present. Would you be my, could you be, or would you be my Christmas present? Da 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 da, Christmas present. Thank you. Sorry about the phone call.
Wow.
I feel bad.
Hey, where you going? Get back up here. Get back up here. Wow, guys. What an amazing
That was great,
song.
Orion. That was great.
That was incredible. I love that song so much.
Yes.
And you wrote
It sounds
that
like
in
you
10 minutes.
It was like
10
15 minutes, but it was like 15 minutes.
Do you know what? Anything under an hour, I don't... That's just...
I know, right?
Thank you.
It is. It's very good. Yeah, very good.
I wonder why
So
they
yes,
say it's the most wonderful time of the year, right? Like, we're getting songs like this coming out of nowhere. We've got great wells built in here. Just good festive times. I love it. Dude,
Yes.
thank
It was
you.
my
Thank
sister
you
that
so
called,
much.
by the way. It was my sister that called, by the way.
that's because
This
she
is the
said,
one I
"I
don't
see
like,
you. I can
so-
see you." You know how people do that when they're on TV? I see you on TV right now. It's like, yeah, I'm on TV right now. Right? Okay. Well, thank you, Orion. That was beautiful.
Thank you,
We
Orion.
appreciate you.
Thank
It
you
was
so
fabulous.
much.
Thank you. All right. Well, here's what we've been waiting for. We're all very excited about this, aren't we? I'm like a little kid with these
We
guys.
are.
I'm so excited.
I'm
so
just excited to see how they're all going to fit on the couch again. That was
Yeah,
fun
I know,
the
we
first
got-
time. So I'm interested to see how it's going to happen.
I already asked Darren, can we afford a little bit bigger couch? I mean, really? Can we please get a bigger couch in
I
here?
know.
So anyway, everybody, welcome the Kauai family to our stage.
Woo!
Yes, come on out, guys. Woo!
Here they are.
Yes, hello. Yes. We got the whole family. Well, no, you said it's not the whole family. The whole family of builders, right? We've got the whole family of builders here.
Well, not
So welcome.
Still not quite, but pretty close.
Well, you know what, Dad, sit here. Well, honestly, I'm perfectly comfortable
Hey, thank
here.
you.
That way, you guys got enough room. I'm good here. I'm really good. So, welcome, you guys. This is so
Wait.
exciting. I feel like I'm in the presence of celebrities because I started touring their worlds. I don't even know, a couple months ago. I don't know when, but recently. I know a couple months ago. Could have been last week because the metaverse. It's like 2 years and a day. So I don't know what the heck, but.
yeah.
But we've got, this is Mom, Kawaii Creator. This is Dad, obviously he says kawaiidad. And then we've got Shar and Kingdom, brother and sister, and all actively involved in building, right? Everybody's involved, which is fabulous. Fabulous. So, Mom, if you don't mind, tell us just a little bit about your family in general, anything. something about the group.
Okay. We are a homeschool family. We actually have 6 kids, and our 3 oldest come on here and help us actively. And then we usually bring some of the younger ones on to play in our worlds in closed sessions because they really enjoy it as well. We started using video games to build cooperation and communication skills between our kids and as a family. And then we decided to come into Horizon and build them even more. And that's how we started in here. Was we like to play things cooperatively and use that as a teaching tool. And this was just the perfect platform for us to do that on.
Yes. Oh my gosh, your worlds are teaching worlds, and we'll get into that a little more. But like, Dad, so when did you? I mean, this is not a cheap venture to have a whole family with goggles. How did y'all decide that? Yeah, this is the next step for us. We're going to go to this Oculus thing. When did you do it, and how did you decide to do that together?
Yeah, so I guess it all really started was Christmas last year because, like she said, we had already played a lot of different games together. So we played Fortnite together. We're all a squad in there. We play Minecraft for many years, so we had different devices to do that.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
Kind of next step, we said, hey, let's try VR because we had PSVR, and I've done a lot of work with my job outside of here in virtual reality. So hey, let's get one of these Oculus headsets for Kingdom, and that's kind of where it started. So he got it and started doing some different things in there, and said, hey, we want to try out Horizon World. So we just kind of went in there, and that was the story we've told a couple times. We all sat around while he had it up on the TV. And we're like, okay, we'll build a pencil. I don't know, try something. So we sat around for an hour trying to build a pencil, trying to figure out the controls and everything. And then once he kind of got the hang of it, we're like, hey, this is awesome. We'd already had another headset to use for some of the workout apps that are on there. So it just kind of snowballed from there as we all got into it and just.
Oh, so you all got it for the exercise app part too? I did not.
It was Supernatural, yeah. That's the reason
Supernatural.
why I got it.
That's they knew we would do it. They just knew it, right? They knew it. They okay, guys, you need this because you're going to get in shape. So we're like, yeah. We're all like, yeah, right? yeah. That's how it all starts.
Since we've been in Horizon, we
Yeah.
haven't been doing as much of our
Stolen our workouts.
Well, you're getting the arm workouts in still, right? When you move, you pull yourself around the world. I seem to do
almost the same.
U-turns quite a lot when I pull myself around, and then I'm just spinning in circles like this. So I'm like, my controller's dead. That's why. I failed to look at notifications. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's really just fun.
so what was your very first world you built?
Yeah, go ahead. They can answer that one.
It was actually a world called S'more Summer Camp. And that was when we decided that we were going to do kawaii style because Charlie really, really loves kawaii. So that's where my name came from. And that's kind of been the basis for all of our worlds because kawaii is not just cute. It actually creates community. It makes you want to share your experience with others. And it just like invites happiness and feelings of joy. So that's part of what we're trying to bring to the platform.
Right. And you are. Let me tell you, you are. I think one of the things Cal and I were talking about today was there are a lot of game worlds out here, and there are a lot of fabulous game worlds, just wonderful. But when I got to yours, I just felt like this sense of ease. It's smooth. It's easy. The instructions are easy. It doesn't feel like some games I feel like, and I know everybody's smarter than me, so I accept that. But we get in there and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to work at playing a game. I just want to play a game. I don't, if I'm going to work, I'll just go do some real work. That's just me. Some people love all the integral games and bless you. I take them with me when I go in those worlds so they can show me what to do. But when your worlds, the games are great, but they're also very easy to understand. And I appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you.
So my favorite is the anatomy world. I love the anatomy world. So can you guys talk about that a little bit? That is my favorite.
Go ahead.
That world is like a true homeschool project right there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
We really think that Horizon is underutilized as a teaching platform. There's so many opportunities for educators, for other homeschool families, or just people who want to learn more to come in here and do it in a gamified way. So we actually have plans to do a lot more labs. The anatomy lab was the first. We're planning on doing physics labs. We're going to do a light and sound lab. We have half a dozen labs planned for the next few months.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we can expand the amount of people who use this as an educational tool.
Oh, and you should, because if y'all haven't seen the anatomy world yet, it is whether you want to learn about anatomy or not, you end up wanting to learn about anatomy because it's fun. There's like a torso there, and all the organs are laying on a counter, and then they explain the organs and what they do, and then you get to take the organ over to the body, and even if you don't know exactly where it goes, it sort of glides into the spot, so it's kind of fun. So you build that. Yeah, that is great. Go ahead, Kingdom.
Yeah, go on,
No,
Kingdom.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just.
No, I wanted to hear because he said you built that. So how did you make it so easy? How did you?
So actually, she actually built, Charbug actually like put the torso together because it was, I mean, truthfully, she's really good at like getting stuff where it needs to be and stuff like that. So I just went in there and I put together a bunch of triggers. That's a lot of triggers in that object. Like literally two for every organ. There's like 20 triggers or something in there. And the script was actually pretty hard to figure out because it was like sometimes they would like go in the wrong rotation because they got hit or something like that. So there's a bunch of different things I had to do. Like I had to do a bunch of like checks and stuff like that. But I ended up actually figuring it out, and I actually use the same script for the bones and actually the cards too. They all like run on the same. They're like,
they all
modified differently,
slide,
but they all run on the same like system.
But it doesn't let you. It doesn't let you get it wrong. You have to be in the vicinity. Like the cards, you got to be close, or it drops to the floor. Ask me how I know that. That happened. I watched Cal drop them. I was like, no, that's yeah.
We try to make it so you won't get super frustrated, that you'll be able to enjoy it. Even not everybody wants to go learn about anatomy, but you do find yourself having fun because we made it.
I was watching a show about
you're
the
not
people
going
that
to
are
get frustrated
building
if you don't have the
Yeah.
knowledge.
like I
You
am.
can slap the cards around,
So-
and eventually you'll find out what
Hey,
it is,
dear.
and then you learn.
Let me
that
call you in
information
about
if you
15
take
minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All
Yeah.
of
know
those
what?
No,
books
it's
are born of some crazy idea. She had, he had, I had.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be at dinner, and like I said, we're a family of 8, and my 5-year-old will be like, "What if we do this in Horizon?" And then we'll start talking about it, and then we'll bring it to life. Or I'll just tell Buddy, "Hey, do you think you could script this to do this, 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 and this?" And then he starts thinking about it, and then he'll build a prototype, and then we'll build a world around it.
Yep. Yeah, that's
fabulous family.
It's incredible.
Like,
And
even,
one of the
even
things
the kids that aren't on here, they contribute as well with ideas and helping us test it.
Yeah. That's crazy. And one of the things I appreciate, because I'm as a teacher in real life, like you've created something that all us teachers dream of, is the interactivity and actually getting people involved by that they're learning by being involved. So the interaction, and it's not one of those things that you can easily give up. Like we were in the anatomy room, and me and Lolly were just having fun putting things in places, and it was like we were back at school again, wasn't it? It was so fun.
It was fun.
It was.
It
That's
was.
the thing. You've made teaching fun. And do you know what? If I could bring my students into here, I don't have the money to give them all $400 headsets, but if I did, I would, just to teach them things, because the immersive experience really helps people learn.
does.
And I don't know about you guys, like your children, if they're learning whilst they're in here as well. I don't know if it's helping you guys learn Charbug or Kingdom, but I think it's fantastic. I really do.
I mean,
Such a
it's
great
great.
class.
We learned while we were building that world.
Amazing.
Just doing the multilingual learning lab, same thing.
Yeah,
as
we
far as,
don't have all that information like in our heads. We really had to do the research. Like it was really a homeschool project to build
We had
that
like
world,
6 books
to learn
open
all the
around
facts.
us.
And I mean, just you know how it is to put text in, writing all of that text.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
That was a
That's
job
incredible.
in itself.
Oh yeah.
Kudos to you guys, honestly.
I think that one was 68 hours build time.
Yeah, I think
That's
a
a
great
long time.
Well, that's
And
in
you-
headset, right? Not counting all the time we
And you-
spent outside, just kind of doing the research.
Yeah, there's that, right? Because that's what people don't realize. Like
We
when
wanna make
we're
sure
on
it's
this
right.
stage, when we're up here and we do this little show, we do a lot of research for this show. We always go and check things out. So you guys really tasked us, but in the most fun way. But it was like a lot of worlds to go hang out in, and we're glad
you
we
see
did
'em all?
it. Yes, I absolutely did. And I didn't just see them. I spent time in every one of them, not because I had to, because I wanted to. It was too
awesome. That's
fun.
great.
Yeah.
But you brought up the
Multilingual
cultural
learning
one.
lab.
Multilingual. Bring that. Tell us about that one, because I thought that one was amazing too.
You guys want to take that one?
We actually had a teacher who was coming through and using our worlds because they're so interactive to teach students other languages. So we kind of worked with her to build a multilingual lab because it was when other countries were being added and we kept running into people who didn't speak English. And, we wanted to thank them for coming into our world or be able to communicate in some way. So we built the multilingual lab so that we could cross the language barrier, even if it's just greetings and small sayings. It's a way for other people to communicate with each other on here as we grow and expand to other countries, and so that this teacher could have a better resource while she's teaching her students.
And it is great. So you sit down and there's puzzle on the table, and above you are all the words. So what's your, to explain to them what, why we do it that way? What is it we're doing at that table?
Well, the classroom is set up so that there can be a teacher in the front of the room. There's a keyboard where the teacher can type anything on the board, and we have all the special characters as well for just about every language. And there are cards that say, like, I don't understand in multiple languages, I need more clarification, so that you can actually teach a full language class in there. And then there's little interactive stations with cards where you can just interact with another person, even if you don't speak the same language, and be able to communicate with each other. And it's talking about, feelings and introductions, what you like to do, just initial, like, get to know each other things.
Which is great. So when you meet those people from another country in here, go there and check it out. I mean, you guys could hang out in there and have a conversation. That is amazing. I love it. It's great. That's one of my favorites too. I love that one.
How many languages did you guys know before you even started that world? How many did you know?
Just English.
Just English.
ASL.
Sign language.
ASL, yeah.
We know, I
saw that with the hands really clearly.
But most of it we learned to build the lab.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Because we use it as a homeschool thing as well. It's like, okay, what are we going to learn about? And before, when they were younger, we would build in Minecraft. So we would be learning about the Great Wall of China, for example, and we would learn it from every avenue. We would watch videos, we would write papers on it, we would do crafts, and then we would go and build it in Minecraft.
Yeah, that was fun.
So we built the entire Great Wall of China in Minecraft. That we don't want to talk about how long that took. Or the Nina of Santa Maria, we built. Right. But that's kind of how we homeschool. Is we kind of come from every direction, and this is a way for us to homeschool in a really immersive way for our kids. Like, we're going to learn.
Totally.
Like I said, we're going to build these other science labs, and the whole time we're going to learn about that, and then just take what we've learned and build it into a lab in here, so other people can learn as well.
And
my siblings got to come in to the multilingual learning lab and the anatomy lab, and they learned a bunch in there. We got to interact with them and play.
So we're creating resources, not just for ourselves, but for everyone else and for our other kids and other homeschool families and other people who just are interested in learning.
Yeah. And you know what I love most? It's a bonding experience. Like, I have grandkids, right? And they've got goggles now too. And they live not very far from me, but far enough that I don't spend a lot of time doing things like this. And so I can actually meet them there and we can have fun in there. That's awesome. So the fact that you guys make this a family affair and you tie up the education, the family fun and bonding all into one great big beautiful package is great. I mean, what a wonderful family experience. I think you guys should be the poster people for this entire platform, if you ask me. Because we should make this what you guys do with it. People send their kids in here, and I'm not disparaging families because everyone has their own family situation, but if they would just spend a little time in here and see, at least where to direct their kids, that would be nice.
I think in a lot of families, there's just a lot of disconnection because, adults and kids have different interests, but for me, with my kids, I always kind of tried to meet them where they were and then have them meet me where I am. So the kids did stuff that I liked and I did stuff that they liked. And we created this bond with each other every day through homeschool because we were doing things together and we learned to like what the other person liked. I wouldn't have come into Horizon by myself. I came in here just because my son wanted to try out scripting. I never wanted to come into a social app because I have social anxiety. I don't particularly love being in a room full of people. No offense.
They're just avatars. They're just avatars. We don't. Those aren't real
no.
people.
I actually
it's been great.
It's good because I see some people who I know from Instagram and I've met through here, so I appreciate it. It's easier because some of my fans are out here. So it makes it easier for me.
Awesome.
But
so
it's very important to find common ground, and this game is such a huge place you can find common ground with your kids or your grandkids or your friends.
Yep.
You just have to be able to like get past that barrier of like you want to get away from your kids. I never want to get away from my kids because they're amazing, intelligent, creative. I can't imagine wanting to be around someone else besides them, especially like building in here. You know, a lot of people want to collaborate, but I have a full team of like you can never beat these people to be on the team. They're incredible.
They are
and
incredible.
We've learned to work together so well. I do most of the world design, world building. Charlie helps me with that. She does color theory, character design. Buddy does 99% of the scripting with some help from Dad, and he does most of the detail work. Like right now, we're actually working on a police station.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh,
he's
fun!
building all of the detail work for that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous and fun. You can fly a helicopter. You can drive a police car.
Don't know if we're gonna give that one away or not, but yeah, you will be able to fly a helicopter.
He's always over in the corner doing the detail work because I could never build that. But we work together by I was building the entire world and then he's doing detail work, and we just make a really great team.
Yeah, well, we can see that. We can totally see that. What is your favorite world, Kingdom? Which one is the one you like the best?
Oh, that's actually really hard, but
I should have been prepared for this question.
Yeah, I probably should.
I'm doing the same thing.
It's hard for
I'm doing the same thing in my head right now.
Because we put in a lot of
built
work
them all
too.
together.
Yeah.
And it's really the experience of building for us. It's not really the end product. Not that we're not proud of it, but it's just being together and like those moments where you're working through things and you support each other. That's really why we're here.
Let's
like
change the question
build,
a little bit then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say well, not your favorite world. What was the one that you most enjoyed building together as a family? What was the world that really brought you together where it clicked? Like where you thought, do you know what? This is a great team. We're going somewhere in Horizon.
Not the anatomy lab. That one was a little frustrating.
Very frustrating.
You know, some of you just run into
There's a couple
issues
of
or
them
things don't work. And, you know, there have been some dreams we've had that just never came to fruition, something that just didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But we always have fun. Like everybody thinks we're in here being super serious. No, we're really doing a lot of really dumb stuff, like just laughing. Like, and it's always like a trained observer is watching you. I'm like, they have to be laughing at what we're doing.
I'm sorry.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they're trying to learn. They're in there to learn from you guys.
And I guess I'd take a crack at this. And not a particular world, but kind of what Kawhi is talking about is just the overall kind of dynamic and the experience of that moment where, and everybody, we talk about all the time, the first like 80% of any world, we're like, this is so much fun. We're having a blast because it's just creativity explosion everywhere. Like everybody's creative, all these ideas, and we're just building. And then you get to that 80% point and we all kind of were like, okay, now we have to polish it and get it presentable and meet the standards that we have for our worlds. And that's where we come together as a team. And it's not each one of us at any particular time, but there's always somebody that's like, all right, guys, like we just got to go back in. Like I said, the anatomy lab, we worked on that for probably, 2 months because every time we go into it, we're like, it's just not there yet. It doesn't have that thing. Something is missing, you know? Same with Circle Kawhi. You talked about that one. That sat out there for a long time because we got to the point where we're like, hey, this is really cool. It looks awesome, but it just doesn't have it. And then Kawhi comes in and she's like, that's because the colors are wrong. You know, Charbug comes in and says, no, we're going to change the colors, and then boom, and then we can go finish it. There's always that tipping point where somebody comes in and has that, the light bulb goes off, like, okay, there it is. And that's why it's not like one particular world. It really happens on almost all of them. And then we get to the point where we get to the end of the world and we're like, okay, all right, let's go to bed. We'll start another one tomorrow,
People are like, why don't you run events? So we publish at 3 a.m., guys.
Yeah.
Because we're just so burnout. It takes a lot of brain power to, bring these things to life. And we try to make them super interactive that you want to keep coming back and you want to bring your friends and you want to have a good time. And it really does take a lot of brain power and a lot of effort. So by the time we're done, we're just spent. So we just go to bed usually.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what I appreciate.
I can imagine.
And that's what I said. That's why I kind of appreciate what you said is the way the worlds feel kind of inviting. And when you get in there, you're immediately
Yes.
comfortable, and that's kind of what we're going for. And it's for everybody to feel comfortable, kids, adults, everybody. They're like sort of familiar places, but not, because we have the flexibility of we're in the metaverse. We can build whatever we want, So that's
Yeah,
kinda what we're
but
shooting
you
for.
guys also have this really neat talent. Before I even say that part, I do want to say how amazing that y'all figured out your strong suits, right?
Oh,
She's really great with color. He's really great with scripting, and that is great. And that way, you respect that person's. This is your thing. You go do the color, and that really helps people feel good about their part of the team. I love and respect that. But I wanted to say, go ahead, Shar. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
It just makes our flow easier because there's nobody trying to throw themselves at something that's hard for them to do.
Right.
And it's really easy for us to just be like, this is hard for me, but you can do it well. So we're not
Yep.
going to waste time trying to do this whenever you can do it 10 times faster.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many adults can't admit that, though, that that you could do it better.
No.
I mean,
Well, that's
Cal
what-
has a
and
lot
that's
of
the
problem.
problem.
I have
I'm kidding, Cal. I'm
fibromyalgia,
kidding.
So sometimes my hands get really shaky when I'm in here. So I will be like, I have an idea, like my hands are shaking right now. I will have an idea and I'll be trying to execute it, and I just can't because I can't snap it. Like I'll try a bunch of times, and then I'll just have somebody else, like one of the kids. I'll be like, "Hey, can you come over here and help me with this?" We understand.
Yeah, I
each
can't get
other's
that
strengths
snap
and
thing.
limitations, and we just support each other in it.
Yeah, and the build
And-
process. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And nobody's mad about like, well, I don't want to do this or I do that. We just support each other. That's all we do in here, and that's why our worlds come out so quickly, and that's why we're so successful by the end, because we're all here for each other, and no one's like trying to be like a hot shot or whatever.
Yep.
And I know that's always a problem in collaborating with other people. Sometimes somebody wants to take the center stage, or they'll be stubborn about like wanting to do it a certain way. We're very flexible with each other.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That works really well. One of your worlds that I like is the arcade, and we got a lot of arcade stuff, right? And I look at all the arcades. Okay, it's an arcade, but it's not an arcade. You come in there and it's like a spaceship, and it's like, well, this is cool. Then you go into there, and I like the way you maneuver around. I was just gonna look at it, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna try this one thing, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now I just got some points for my miles, so I need
Get your stars.
well, let me try this thing, and then I'm like, well, now I got some more points, and I'm like, now I want more points, and I start running around, and it was so fun. I loved
great.
being in there. But my favorite, I said it was the anatomy lab, but I have to be honest, my favorite is the robot checkers, the giant robot checkers. I never played checkers, by the way. I didn't care about the checkers. I just played with the robot. I was like, I'm a giant robot.
The checkers is just like a extra thing in there, but it's really just about having fun with the robots. And I think it's a surprise. It's one of those things that people go in and they're like, well, they don't know about checkers, but then they spawn in at their checkerboard and realize that they're controlling a giant robot, and they just have so much joy and like surprise.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, you go into this booth, and then there are these 4 giant robots and a giant checkerboard, and you have a checkerboard in front of you. So you are one of the robots, but you're not in the suit. Well, you are in the suit, but you're not just looking at the other robots through your suit. You're looking as a third person of yourself with the other robots, which is so cool. So you're like, I'm like, wait a minute, I can make videos. So I moved him over like that, and he's right in front of me. I'm like, oh yeah. So I made a whole bunch of videos that I'm too embarrassed to publish because I look ridiculous. I'm like, I'm a robot, everybody. Yeah, it's pathetically sad. It makes me want to be like 10. I have so much fun in there. I jump around in the big playroom with all the kids, and the spoon that flings you over across.
Adults had way more fun in the playroom, like Joe Bear, than the kids did. I'm telling you what.
It's hopping all the leaderboards.
I actually had to fight a kid for a dump truck in there once.
Totally fun, right? Totally fun. Hey, Cal, if you don't have any more questions, I want to give these guys a chance to ask some questions. Do you have any more?
Let's move to these guys. Yeah.
Okay, so Sturm, do not ask them the biggest challenge. You have to have a different question. I'm kidding, Sturm. Ask whatever you want. Come on, Sturm.
My question is, what has been your biggest challenge in the metaverse?
I was not expecting that at all.
Surprise right there.
Honestly, the biggest challenge for us is figuring out what we're going to do next.
Yeah.
So many ideas.
No, it really is.
And we see so much possibility and opportunity on the platform, and just trying to like say, we're not going to work on these 15 other ideas and just do one. That's our biggest challenge.
And having to limit what we put in the world to actually make everything in there be like as interactive as we want it to be, just because capacity.
Yep. Right. I always say if they give us 10% more capacity, I can make the world 100% better. Just if you're listening, Meta, please just a little more.
They're listening. Believe me, they're in here. They're in here.
Just keep saying it. Because them trained safety specialists would just get bored of you after a while. They'd be like, 10%. That's all I keep hearing. They go back to
we always wonder,
Mr.
like,
Mark.
what are they thinking when they're watching us from up there? Like, what are these people doing now? Because we're always doing something crazy.
That truly is the biggest challenge we have, is what to do next.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That's great. Good question, Sturm. Anybody else have a question?
Matty Cakes over at the back.
Come on, Orion.
Not really.
Matty Cake. Let Orion, or he's up here first. Go ahead, Orion. Come on, Orion. You're already close to the stage. Get up.
So, on Saturdays, I host something that we're trying out called Soapstone Junior. It's like an hour time slot for kids to come into the Soapstone and just have a space to be kids. We give them some time to come up and do whatever they want on the stage, and then we will have something planned out. At the very end of it, actually, Lolly gave me the amazing idea to open a portal to one of the kawaii worlds so that they can go experience that afterwards. Do you guys want to pick the world that I send them to this Saturday?
Honestly, all of our worlds are for everyone to enjoy. We don't have a favorite. You guys have favorites. Choose whichever one you like.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Well, just ask me, Orion. I'll help you out. I have a whole list.
Yeah. I mean, if you need us to give you one, we can talk about it later if there's one. But yeah, like they're all good.
Okay. Great.
Awesome.
Come on, Maddie.
Go, Maddie.
Hey, yo. Hi. You guys are amazing. I love the name first and foremost, kawaii, the etymology, Japanese, endearing, something appealing to other people. Very wonderful. One thing is, oh my God, I can't remember my question because Jessica was choking on her cereal while we were in it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Matty.
No pressure.
So not only was Jessica choking on her cereal, but you both robbed my questions. I'm sitting back there going, no, stop talking. So I want to thank you first and foremost, being the bouncer in Black Magic. One of the things, instead of just banning children, that we've started to do is redirect them. And kawaii worlds are some of the worlds that we've been sending them to. We open up a portal and say, get out, and just send them to one of your worlds. Do you think that you would ever, since you said that video games as part of homeschooling and cooperative nature with each other, I know another family who does homeschooling, super successful family, amazing people on what they do, because they're not giving them the prepackaged education that comes out. You're actually giving a nice, personable, fundamental education. Do you think that you would create something based around, like you said, the video games? Something generational, like Nintendo-ish or Sega Genesis, something that like even adults could go in and just be like, wow, the nostalgic feel of this creation is mind-blowing.
Well, because of the fact that we're monetized, we're limited on being able to use IP. So we really try to make only original things. And we do have a lot of ideas that we would love to implement, but we, do want to adhere to the terms of service. I know there's some people that don't, but it's really important to us because we put in so much work.
That's a good point. Now, out of the 24 worlds that you've built, I don't want to ask which one's been the most challenging, and you've already answered which one has been the most entertaining to build. If you could go back and polish up one with that 10%, you had to choose one out of the 24 that you have under your name alone, which one would it be?
Well, we have done that on a few of our original worlds. We've recently been going back, and now that we have more knowledge about capacity and better use of tools, we've been going back and we completely redid the Creamery, which was our third world, and Summer Camp, which was our first world. We went back in there, and I'm like, I can't believe we ever published it, but it's better now. But there's still a couple we haven't done. We built the Honey Hunt when asset spawning.
I love that one.
The Honey Hunt's cool.
You get to ride a bee. Who doesn't want to ride a bee? Anyway,
We do have
It was
plans to
fun.
go in and redo that one and not use asset spawning because it
Yeah.
really makes it buggy. And we hoped that over time asset spawning would get better, but it really never did. Kind of like a lot of the things that Meta's coming out with, lots of promises about how good it's going to be and then just not. So we're probably going to go back and redo that one without asset spawning.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Just to make
Thank
it a
you
better
so much.
experience for
I
users.
appreciate you so much for the clear
Yeah, it's a good
answers and
answer.
everything. And I've never seen anyone upseat Lolly, so this is magnificent.
That's what I said.
I told you these guys are they're my idols. I love these guys. Anybody else have
Very
a question?
comfortable chair too.
Come on, Michael. Come on up.
All right. Oh, first I wanted to say I really like that idea of using video games and stuff as like a family unit to build communication and stuff like that. That's really, really cool.
Definitely.
I wish more people didn't think it was like so trite or frivolous.
Even
Or like
Fortnite,
just
we
that
did
video.
great in there.
Exactly. So what is the idea behind Fortnite is that it's just terrible, like trash, almost like trash TV or something. But it all depends on how you use it. So that's really cool. Me and my brother are both in recovery, so we use video games to build a better relationship with each other.
That's awesome.
He does that too. He's more into like the Call of Duty kind of stuff. I'm in the more like artsy stuff. Like the VR stuff is very cool to me. And then you guys are the first worlds that I've seen. So yeah, really, really cool. I'm glad that it's like, to me, it does seem like art. It's not just kind of like some of the worlds, not disparaging anyone, but some of them kind of just look like Nintendo Wii-ish weird stuff. But that gas station was really, really cool. I took like videos of it and was showing my girlfriend the other day, and she has no interest in VR, but she thought it was really, really cool.
It was. It is.
But here's my question. This is kind of just this oddly specific question. I'm 33 years old, and the first time I heard of kawaii was like maybe in 2012, and that was very like Tumblr vaporwave. So is that like a thing with younger people still, like, or is kawaii completely different now? And do you even know what vaporwave is? Because you use vaporwave music in a lot of your worlds. Well, you get like, so the gas station, the music in that, definitely it could be considered vaporwave. But
well,
is that
honestly, I think we've used every single song that Horizon has available.
Yeah, they only have
That's
some.
one
Okay,
thing
yes,
we're running
yes.
into is we
Running
run
out of them.
songs because we have 30 worlds. But I always was attracted to cute things. I've always been an animal person, very introverted, but I would always go find an animal to love on. So kawaii is very much like baby animals and little babies.
Yes.
So my daughter also has the same, special interest. So that's where kawaii came for us.
Okay, cool.
Just
Because
something
that
that
is
always
kind of
brought
in the
us
whole.
joy.
Absolutely, that is in the whole aesthetic of the color choices too. It's very, very cool. Like I said, it does seem very artistic.
Yeah.
So
If there was one of our worlds and it wasn't a rainbow, it wasn't my choice.
Well, yeah, that's what Circle Kawaii. That's what put us. I talked about earlier. We're like, what is it? We built it, and it was kind of orange and red and all this, and looked okay. We're like, something's missing. And she came in and was just like, with her magic rainbow brush, and we're like, that's it. Okay, now we can go. And we had the color theme, and we were able to finish out the world, and just went and recolored everything, and it made a huge difference, and made it feel like one of our worlds and not just something else that's out there. So. Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's important to the aesthetic for sure. And the aesthetic is the first thing I noticed about all of your guys' world. So yeah, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Thanks,
Awesome.
Michael. That was great. Anybody else have anything? Because we're about going to wrap this up in a
world?
few minutes, but I want to make sure. Come on up, my world. Uh-oh,
hear you.
you're muted. You're muted,
You're in
sweetie.
party, I think.
I think you're in party only.
Yeah, probably party. You got to shut that off.
There's probably in a party.
Unless anyone up in the booth, can you reset my world's voice via the tablet, please? That could help.
If she was
Okay,
away
can you hear
from
me?
her.
Yeah, we can hear. We can hear.
Perfect.
Okay.
My daughter-in-law does not want me to buy their two oldest kids an Oculus. What would you tell her to make her want them? Because I want them to learn how to do all this too.
Oh wow.
I mean, virtual reality is the future. I know there's a lot of negative press about it right now, but the metaverse in general is going to be a $1 billion universe. That like this is what we're going to be working in the future. So the sooner you can get kids in here to learn the tools and become familiar with it, I mean, it's really going to propel them into the future and prepare them for whatever future job they have.
Yeah, I agree.
And,
That's
I would
what
also
I
say
was trying to tell her it teaches
There you
them
go.
stuff. I said it's not just a game. I said it can teach them how to do all kinds of things. And she says, "Well, they stay on their phones all the time." I said, "Yeah, but this will get them up and moving around and use their brain
gives
to
them a
make things and
purpose.
do things." Yeah,
It
gives them.
them
And
purpose,
she's like,
and
"Well, I
they
just
can be
don't
really
want you
proud
to."
of their work in here. I think that's the biggest thing. Is
Right.
they, they can build something and look at it and be proud. Like that's not something you're going to get on your phone. You can either
Right.
consume or you can create, and we choose to let our kids create.
Yeah,
And in my world, have you tried casting? Have you tried casting for her so she could see?
I have, but they all act like they're not interested. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't understand how fun it is to build a world.
Yeah.
Also, something that I would advise is it definitely helps to learn. It definitely like doing scripting helped me a lot to learn coding like C# and Python, and it made it so much easier. That's like the whole reason we
He's
came into it
now,
in the first place.
building things, rigging things in other virtual reality platforms.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Unity and Blender and stuff.
And
yeah,
they're
because I
both
told her,
learning Blender.
my
And it all
13-year-old
started
granddaughter
here.
is having problems in math, and I said, "There's things in here that can teach her the things that you don't understand."
Yeah,
And she was like, "It's like she thinks, oh, I'll learn it." And I was like, "Yeah, but if you get her on there, let her sit at the kitchen table and listen to it. If she didn't understand it, she can rewind it and listen to it again."
I think a lot of people are skeptical of VR in general. And then if you can get them to come in, they realize that it's really great in here, and there's just so many valuable things you can get off of this platform and all the other things, in VR.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, I was just gonna say to add a little bit, like it's just not accepted mainstream yet, and people always look back and talk about the way the internet was talked about in the late '80s, early '90s. So, it's not, it's not going to be anything. It's this new thing for this small, like this niche thing. VR is really where we're at with that now. Is there's some people that truly get it and understand it, and that's kind of why we're doing what we're doing and passing it on to the kids. A lot of people are just very resistant to it because they don't get it yet, but they're going to, because there's a ton of value there, and then it's gonna take off. So as far as just future opportunities like Kawhi was talking about for the kids, it's a pretty
We're
awesome
all
thing
the
to get
lone
into.
nuts. We're the early adopters. People think we're crazy. They're like, "What do you mean you're going into VR and you're going to be on this talk show?" Like people don't get it, but they will. We just have to wait for them to catch up. We have to wait for them to see it on the news and for the news to say, "This is what you should be doing."
Right.
Right.
Steve
You're
Jobs
right.
said Apple would never make it.
Right.
Yeah.
They said nobody
Oh,
would ever want to
absolutely.
own a phone.
Absolutely. My daughter works for a global law firm, and they're a bunch of older men and women, and she actually got into a conversation with them about this, about getting into VR, and they're considering it because they have to fly all over the world constantly for meetings. Right? We did do Zoom calls too, but we all know that Zoom calls are so tough. We try those every Sunday. They're so tough. This is a much better situation. Voice inflection, people paying attention. And I understand that the new goggles are going to allow us to write notes and have side conversations. Very important for people in business. So I think it's going to be the business people stepping in, that'll help. That will help a lot.
Yep.
We're going to say,
And
Kingdom,
it's
go
not
ahead.
there yet. The platform's not there yet, but give it time. It will get better. Everybody's worried about whether or not we have legs. I could care less if we ever get legs.
Oh, yeah.
But once people can get over that and see the value, then it's just going to be, there's going to be a tipping point, and this is going to go from, you're going to have 10 instances open, and then you're going to have 1,000.
Yep.
We have time for one last question. Does anybody want one last question before we wrap it up? You got anything anybody needs to ask? One last second. Anybody? Nope, we're good. All right. Well, this has been amazing. I wish we had another hour to talk to you guys. You guys are fabulous. I want to get a picture with Cal and I with you guys before you take off the stage. But we could go ahead, Sturm, if you want to open a portal for everybody to one of the Kawaii worlds out there. You pick which one you like best, because I know you've seen them all too. You were with me. So go open a portal out there and then invite people to go check them out if they want to. Anything, last words you all want to say? Anything else? Are you guys good?
Thank you to all of you guys for the
watching
support, man.
Our show, we appreciate it. Good to see some familiar faces out there.
Can we get
Oh,
picture
Jesse
with
has a
everybody?
question.
With the family?
Yeah.
What, Jesse?
A
Yeah, you
photo
guys
with
wanna all
everybody
come up
like you
and get a
usually do
picture?
with them?
Yeah, that's what we were gonna do. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Can you? Yeah, if you could squeeze in a little, just so we can get there. That's perfect, you guys.